Yo, Ellen, we go so far back. You don't tell these people how far back we go.
I know, but I wear T-shirts. I don't know what that means. Anyway, all right, let's...
I mean...
You hold that.
Okay,
all right.
I keep this. Take two if the joke didn't work. I
Okay.
I don't want no problems.
No, it's okay.
No, hold on.
YL we go so far back you don't tell these people how far back we go I know but I wear t-shirts I don't know what that means anyway alright let's I mean you hold that okay would take two if the joke didn't work I mean I don't want no problem no it's okay no hold on hey so when I tell y'all that people are not joking about connecting all the dots in this Diddy case guys out here are probably doing more investigative work than the feds well now allegedly there's a connection between how Twitch died and Diddy and Edley it has a lot to do with Ellen DeGeneres and all the allegations that made rounds about her illegally transporting kids across borders and attending Diddy's parties word on the street is that Twitch possessed dark compromising evidence involving both DeGeneres and Diddy and because of that he had to go like what time will it go till that's a different type of party though no it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock to 3 o'clock and then you know we have the top 2 floors of the hotel and then it will carry on there yeah no I mean the after party no I know about them what time do you stay up till I stay up till like maybe 6 in the morning I'm back up at like 10:30 11 6 o'clock in the morning what do you do every night till 6 o'clock in the morning you don't go to clubs every night no I mean I make love a lot. And I mean no you know my favorite answer ever I told you when I came on the show I was going to be completely honest and expose myself to the world okay guys y'all remember when Twitch died it was reported that he checked in at the Oak Tree Inn and was supposed to check out the following day at 11 a.m. When he didn't check out a hotel keeper went to knock on his door and that is when they discovered his lifeless body and a self-inflicted injury as much as the news was devastating people said that it didn't make sense that Twitch would just univ himself I mean he had just celebrated his 9th anniversary with his wife Allison sharing throwback images from their wedding and writing happy anniversary my love at Allison Hulkier #N-Years Allison also shared a reel on Instagram in honor of their anniversary writing it's our 9th anniversary I couldn't be more grateful to celebrate this perfect magical day in addition Twitch and Allison were even talking about having another kid well naturally fans started looking for what could have gone wrong and the first place they looked was at his wife Allison who allegedly was pretty sketchy about the whole situation for starters as soon as the news of the death went live Allison said in a statement Steven lit up every room he stepped into he valued family friends and community above all else and leading with love and light was everything to him he was the backbone of our family the best husband and father and an inspiration to his fans to say he left a legacy would be an understatement and his positive impact will continue to be felt I am certain there won't be a day that goes by that we won't honor his memory Allison then closed her statement by sharing a message for her husband Steven we love you we miss you and I will always say the last dance for you well many people said that the fact that Allison released a statement as soon as the death went public was a bit sus in addition when Allison noticed that Twitch was not home instead of calling the police she went to them like she already knew something bad had happened then there were interviews she did months later that a lot of people found emotionless in fact people were saying that from the beginning the marriage seemed fork and that Allison is the one who pushed Twitch into being an influencer constantly posting videos where they looked happy and eventually Twitch couldn't handle it anymore something else that bothered a lot of people is that Twitch did not have a will at the time of his death and although his wife was already entitled to half of their joint estate. Under California law Allison was still required to file a petition to legally prove that she was actually married to Twitch. Allison noted in her filing that her husband owned nothing of value when they married in 2013 and that all the existing assets were acquired during the marriage by virtue of the work skills and efforts of them both while the judge granted her half of the possessions and she now owns half of his current and future earnings from his Goldman Sachs investment account as well as royalties from cast and crew production services Disney Worldwide Services and G-Talent Services. She was also granted half of his interest in his 100% ownership of Stephen Boss Productions. Personally I cannot judge Allison because people grieve differently and there haven't been any concrete receipts to prove that she knew more about the death but someone else people were giving the side eye to was Ellen. Well, one theory that was making rounds was that Twitch was planning on exposing Ellen and She organized his death and made it look like he took his own life. In fact, Tawdry Hall, a friend of Twitch, shared that Twitch was under pressure because of the scandal on the Ellen DeGeneres show when he was on Ellen and Ellen was being cancelled. People were looking at him saying, "Why are you supporting this woman?" And I think that is just a lot of pressure. Human beings are not designed to handle that much pressure. And when I was talking about my experience, his face was like, "I know," and he was. Just say it's a lot. It's a lot. You know, it was already reported that Twitch left a note behind, and although investigators who found the note did not specify exactly what it read, the LAPD confirmed he cited past challenges he was struggling with. Well, according to Dry, those past challenges had a lot to do with the toxic work environment at Ellen's show. Now, for those who recall, back in 2020, Ellen was accused of allowing an on-set culture of discrimination based on color, fear, and intimidation by several former employees, even though she strongly denied the allegations and said she did not know about them. As you may have heard, this summer were allegations of a toxic work environment at our show, and then there was an investigation. I learned that things happened here that never should have happened. I take that very seriously, and I want to say I am so sorry to the people who were affected. I know that I'm in a position of privilege and power, and I realize that with that comes responsibility, and I take responsibility for what happens at my show. This is the Ellen DeGeneres show. I am Ellen DeGeneres. My name is there. My name is there. My name is on underwear. Where we have had a lot of conversations over the last few weeks about the show, our workplace, and what we want for the future. We have made the necessary changes, and today we are starting a new chapter based on a report that was done by BuzzFeed, an employee who claimed she was fed up with comments about her skin color, essentially walked off the job. Others said they were also instructed by their direct managers not to speak to Ellen DeGeneres if they saw her around the studio. Most of the former employees actually blamed executive producers and other senior managers for the day-to-day toxicity, but one former employee said that ultimately it's Ellen's name on the show, and she really needed to take more responsibility for the workplace environment. Guess who was an executive producer on the show? Yep, Twitch. So was he also making people of color suffer, or was he among the ones being discriminated against? I don't know, but what I will tell you is that a black woman who used to work on the show told BuzzFeed News she experienced offensive comments, actions, and microaggressions during her 1.5 years as an employee. She said that when she was hired, a senior-level producer told her and another black employee, "Oh wow, you both have buck braids, I hope we don't get you confused." And at a work party, she said one of the main writers told her, "I'm sorry, I only know the names of the white people who work here." In addition, one former employee said that after working on the Ellen DeGeneres show for nearly a year, they took medical leave for 1 month to check into a mental health facility for attempting to take their life, and the week they returned to work they were told that they were fired. The former employee also said, and I quote, "Some of the producers talk openly in public about addiction and mental health awareness, but they are the reason there's a stigma. They definitely don't practice what they preach with the be kind mantra." Well, at the time when Ellen was getting all this backlash, Twitch was also getting tracked because 1, he was supporting Ellen, and 2, he was also a producer for the show. Other than the work duties, Twitch was also a close friend to Ellen, and she took him to a lot of places in Hollywood, including allegedly to Diddy's parties. Baby, we all know that Diddy was a regular on the Ellen show, and we know that Ellen was invited to Diddy's parties because he once told her that he had invited her to a bunch of parties, but Ellen had yet to show up. Note that Ellen was invited to all the parties, all of them, but the only reason she never went to the earlier parties was because they were too far. "I invite you to all my parties, you just haven't seen to show up to know." Well, there is it on the East Coast. Yes, well, that's why don't you have one here on the West Coast? "Cause I work all the time." Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house. Where's a now? What time would your party start? Let's say like 9:30. Really, that early? Yeah, I could make that, yeah, but I think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till? That's a different type of party though. Notice how Diddy said that after midnight they had a different kind of party. Child, we know exactly what he was talking about. In addition, this particular interview was from a long time ago because there have been claims making rounds say